Aloha. Welcome to the Spirit of Sports, brought to you by notpods.com and Notpods YouTube channel, which I'm going through as we speak. Thanks for joining me. The few of you that maybe are or listening after. This is Uncle Richie coming at you live. It is 10 p.m. Hawaiian time in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. If you know, you know. I will let you know somewhere over here, Hawaii. And welcome to the Spirit of Sports NFL prediction, NFL preview series. This is show number 5 of 8, and I'm going through each NFL division. I'm going to give you some predictions that I have, the over-unders in Vegas, win-losses, biggest question marks each team, strength of schedule we look at, offensive line and defensive rankings, and then some predictions. A little background on myself. My name is Uncle Richie. I'm just working on Not Pods. We call it Not Pods because this is not a podcast. This is going to be live internet radio. For now, you can stream my old shows on my YouTube station. I do own notpods.com. It's not up yet. I'm just working on my craft and getting subscribers through YouTube. But coming soon will be the website, notpods.com. And it's just, I want to make this my career. I'm putting in the work every single day. If I'm not golfing or with the kid or working, I'm watching sports, I'm gathering content, practicing my craft. And this is not a podcast. This is live internet sports talk radio, old school style. I'm 50 plus, and I grew up on the radio listening to the Shawns with the Blazers and Daryl Ani with Oregon State football, basketball. Go Beavers. No ducks allowed. And was always my dream to actually do play-by-play was my dream. But sports talk as well. And that's why people have been asking, why is this screen blank? Is because this is live internet sports talk radio. This is not a podcast. Now, I do have original shows. I have Emalani the Great, where I sit down and try to interview my 6-year-old. It's just kind of fun. I have the Grom Squad. I only have one episode so far, but others in line, which is interviewing, sitting down with kids in the neighborhood, friends of the family. Just did my first episode of Talk Story with Uncle Richie. Had on Dustin Carpenter talking a little bit of sports, but more about his life-threatening bout with diverticulitis. So I'll have my original shows, and my flagship show is The Spirit of Sports. This is day number 5, as I said. This is Friday, August 11th, 2023. Uncle Richie. I'm going north, south, east, west. So Monday was NFC North, Tuesday NFC South, Wednesday NFC East. Yesterday was the NFC West, and I'm starting on the AFC today. I'm going to say AFC North. I think it's pretty much hands down the toughest division in football this year. I would have to say it's not a weak team. If there's any division that could get all 4 of its teams into the playoffs, I would say that this is the best chance. So what I do, no so's. If you've been listening, there's a couple things I don't like, and the fillers, but, I have a big way of saying so. Every time I do, I'm going to clap and say stop. So I am live, but I know not many people listening. And this is grassroots, this fledgling company right now. So it's pretty much practice as well. If you're listening, thank you so much. If not, you will be soon, hopefully. You know, I have dreams and goals one day, not in the too far future. Maybe 5 Good Minutes with PTI on ESPN, or Around the Horn, be one of the four. Join the Herd or Good Morning Football, all the shows I love and where I get a lot of my information. That's the dream. That's the goal, and have a huge fan base, because it is special. I am in the Hawaiian Islands. I am live internet radio. I am not a podcast, and I really want to make a life for myself. This is my dream. This is going to be my job. It will be free for, I'm sure, probably through the football season, but at some point I will be asking for a mere 51 cents a month once I have the website up and rolling. And 51 cents, you may ask, and I'm going to just say it. This is my theory. I fucking hate the $9.99. Like, they think we're fucking idiots. Oh, it's not $10, it's $9.99. The 1960s called. They want their archaic marketing scheme back. So I don't think you guys are idiots, and I'm definitely not going to play you for one. And I could go 50 cents, but I think 51 is just cool. It's different. And if I get 100,000 subscribers at 51 cents a month, that 1 cent adds up. And that 1 cent and then some will go to charity and go to building ballparks and schools and whatever I can do. I don't need a whole lot. I want to make enough for everybody. So please come along on my journey. I've been doing this since July 23rd, so just over 2 weeks. Taking a break from drinking, haven't drank in that amount of time as well, and just feeling good about myself and where I'm going and getting a clear picture. So thank you for joining me, and you tell two friends and they tell two friends, and groundswell, grassroots, the spirit of sports, brought to you by notpods.com. Let's get into this. AFC North, my biggest challenge yet. It's a tough one. 4th place. I'm going to go the Browns. Question marks. First thing I look at. QB. Hugest question mark. Just the fact, did you really want that guy? 20-some victims of sexual abuse, basically. What a perv. Soliciting sex, calling up masseuses to his room. And that's the guy you give $260 million guaranteed to. Part of me says shame on you. Part of me says you do what you got to do to win. If he turns out great, I would draft him, in my fantasy league, whatever, but doesn't mean I have to like it. It's a just win brutal sport, but that's biggest question mark. Can he still play? Did not look great last year. Almost 2 years off. And then just the whole bullshit. I really don't like it. That's my number one question mark. Got some running back and wide receiver depth question marks too. Peoples-Jones, number 2. Elijah Moore over from the Jets could be good. And I like Cooper. Love his route running, but is he really a separation guy? He's not a deep threat so much. So they got question marks. It's just hard for me to root for that guy. Strength of schedule for the Browns, 16, so dead center, middle of the pack. They have the 18th ranked defense in the preseason, with one super stud Hall of Famer, Myles Garrett. 2nd ranked offensive line with that running game, Nick Chubb. So that could be good. Let's look at the schedule. Pull it up here. I am doing this all. I got my computer, my TV, my phone, pulling up stuff. I don't have an assistant. This is 100% Uncle Richie. So bear with me. Where are we at? So my pick. My pick for fourth place. Let's look at the schedule. Vegas has them at 9.5 wins for the over-under. By week 5, that to me, that's just half a step back. About the worst bye you could have, week 4, week 5, week 6. Then you got, 12 weeks in a row, 13 weeks in a row. No rest for the wicked. It doesn't seem fair to me. I mean, I hope the bye weeks are picked out of a tin can or something. But so what I do, in case you haven't been listening, is I go through the first third of the season, the middle third, and the last third. Look at every game and come up with a number or two that my prediction. Then I tell you to take it to Vegas or not. Vegas has them at 9.5. Let's go ahead and look at the schedule. Week 5 bye, so we'll go through week 7, first 6 games. Home for Cincy, at Pittsburgh, home for Tennessee, home for Baltimore. Bye, home for San Fran, at Indy. Pretty rough start. 2 division opponents right in a row. Home for Cincy and at Pittsburgh. I'll give them a split there. Home for Tennessee, home for Baltimore. I'm saying 2-2 at the best. Home for San Fran, at Indy. Let's say 3-3. I'll give them 3-3 through 6. 3-3 through 6. Middle third of the season. At Seattle, home for Zona. At Baltimore, home for Pittsburgh. At Denver, at Rams. At Seattle versus Arizona, let's call them 4-4. At Baltimore, I'm going to go loss 4-5. Pittsburgh, I gave them the first one. 4-6 at Denver, at Rams. I'm going to say 5-7 at best with the final third of the season. 5-7. Home for Jacksonville, home for Chicago, at Houston, home for Jets, at Cincy. 5-7, Jacksonville, Chicago split that 6-8, at Houston 7-8, 7-9, Cincy. I'm going to go 7-10, 8-9, somewhere right in there. I think at the very best 9-8. That's a solid under for me. Take it to Vegas. Enough with that. Don't even like saying his name, the QB. Just sexual abuser. Third place. Let's move on. This one's really tough. What a tough division. The black and blue of the AFC. I love when Berman, the Norris hockey reference. Third place, Steelers. Pittsburgh. 8th easiest strength of schedule, so that helps. Whereas the Ravens are 21st and the Bengals are 20th. Browns were 16th. 16th ranked defense, 19th ranked offensive line. Middle of the pack. Defense got a couple studs. TJ Watt. If you have one stud edge guy, that helps a lot. Question marks. Quarterback, second year, looked great. Not great numbers, but 3 or 4 comebacks at the end of last year. 5-2 down the stretch. Avoided Tomlin's first ever losing season. On the verge of the playoffs. That is very much of a question mark. Kenny Pickett. And I think health, a little bit of depth. I like the depth at running back and wide receiver. Brought in Allen Robinson. Was last year a one-off or was 6 good years in Chicago? Boykin, Butler. I love Pickens, so Freiermuth. I don't see them lacking in weapons at all. So a couple question marks there. O-line, Najee will be great. Jalen Warren, Anthony McFarland. They can bring in some guys. They can stay fresh. So Vegas has them 8.5. What says Richie? By week 6, a little better than 5. Not my favorite. I like by week 10, 11, 12 in there. It's a war of attrition. You know that. Let's go top third. We'll go the first 5 before the bye. Pittsburgh Steelers, my third ranked team in the AFC North. Vegas says 8-5. What says Richie? Uncle Richie. Let's see. Home for San Fran, home for Cleveland, at Vegas, at Houston, home for Baltimore. To me, just looks like 3-2. Home for San Fran, we'll call that a loss. Home for Cleveland, win that. Win at Vegas, win at Houston, lose to Baltimore. I'm going to give them a solid 3-2. Middle third of the season, Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to go 3-2 through 5. Says I. Middle third, at Rams, home for Jacksonville, home for Tennessee, home for Green Bay, at Cleveland, at Cincy. What I have them at 3-2. At Rams, Jacksonville, split that. 4-3. Home for Tennessee, 5-3. Home for Green Bay, 6-3. At Cleveland, at Cincy, split that. 7-4 through 11 games. I think that's pretty solid. Final third, they're at 7-4. Home for Zona, home for New England, at Indy, home for Cincy, at Seattle, at Baltimore. 7-4. Arizona at home, 8-4. Let's give them New England, 9-4. At Indy, let's give them 10-4. Even if they lose home Cincy at Seattle, I got them 10-7, 11-6. Steelers. That's a solid over. I'm taking that to Vegas. I got 2 pretty solids, under on the Browns and over on the Steelers. And I'm pretty confident in those. I think I've been 2 or 3 out of the 4 confident, and then 1 or 2 no bets. Oh, and one of my original shows is going to be it's called That's What He Said. And I'm going to hold some of these pundits and these so-called professionals, experts. Uncle Richie and Not Pod's team we're going to hold you accountable. See how you did. When Mr. Nick Wrong says, hey, definitely, I tell you, I guarantee you this and that, and the shit goes sour, and nobody ever calls him out, and just you can spew shit out your ass, whatever you want. We'll see about that. I think that is going to be one of my keys. I'm going to put a lot of time into That's What He Said. Every Tuesday, Friday, after games, fantasy-wise, pick-em-wise, team-wise. I also want to dig deep into the officiating, and especially I might call it under the hood. It's a good one. Let me write a note. Turning around my notebook. See, once I have money to maybe pay a guy, but this is notes. Oh yeah, shows. Under the hood. NFL Plus, you can watch every game in about 30 to 40 minutes on super speed. I want to look, and when I'm watching highlights and I'm watching games, when they say the previous play is under review, and they go under the hood and come out, and another one is kind of like the 999. They think we're fucking idiots because you can see obviously 2 toes in bounds, possession of the ball. Upon further review, the call is overturned, out of bounds. Vegas says. Did Vegas say? I'm going to look at those calls and look what the money was at the time on the games in Vegas. And I want to dive deep and see how much bullshit, because I don't have a whole lot of trust in what's going on. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Are they going to leave that to chance? Are they? I think not. Much as I love it, if I found out it was that way, it wouldn't take away me from enjoying and playing fantasy and gambling. It's just I hope I'm, I hope I get the breaks. I hope I'm on Vegas' side. Maybe anytime that's like 72% is on one team, just bet the other. So anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. Let me get back to my notes. AFC North. My third place team at, I'm going to say a solid 10-7, possibly 11-6. Let's look one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see 10 wins. Very possible. Maybe 11 for my third place, Pittsburgh Steelers. Definitely over on the 8.5. This was a tough one, but I'm going to go second place. My Cincinnati Bengals. Really, really dig them. But question marks. Quarterback health. You hate seeing him pull up with, already has a sleeve on his right calf, and he pulls up with the right calf in non-contact pre-season camp 2 weeks ago. Probably not. Jamar says stay out till week 5. I say, I hope you're ready for week 1, because I'm pretty sure that schedule is pretty tough. Cleveland, Baltimore, Rams, Tennessee, yes. I'm not thinking that's a good idea, especially in the AFC. Every game, there's going to be 10 teams vying for 7 spots. Yeah? Ravens, yes. Bills, yes. Bengals, that's 3. Cleveland, that's 4. Denver, possibly. Texans, Colts, no. Jags, 6. Chiefs, 7. The Raiders, no. Chargers, 8. Dolphins, 9. Patriots, 10. Jets, 11. 12. There's 12 to 13 teams that could make the playoffs out of 16, and only 7 get in. So I'm not sure, Jamar Chase, that you want to just be saying, sit out till week 5. No problem. So I'm going to pick the Bengals, second place in the AFC North, just ahead of the Steelers. Browns in 4th. O-line 21st, and always a question mark, keeping Burrow upright and safe. And what, another legal problem with Mixon? I don't even want to hear it. Beat the shit out of your chick in college on camera at McDonald's or Kentucky Fried. Put my brain in these guys' body. Nothing more frustrating than guys that have the most talent and can't get their head on straight and act like dumbasses. It's bullshit. Grow up. Count your fucking blessings. Excuse me. And the sad thing is, if he's great, I'll draft him. I'll root for him. Not proud of it, but it's just the way it is. But it's crap. If I didn't love it so much, if it wasn't my passion, I'd say screw it and fuck them. But I can't, and I won't. So it's how it is. 20th, strength of schedule, Bengals. 10th ranked defense, just solid. 21st ranked offensive line. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas, 11.5. We shall see. I have a feeling this might be an under or no touch 'em. Let's go to the schedule. Week 7 bye, a little bit better. So top third, let's go up to the bye. Cincinnati Bengals start with 2 division foes. At Cleveland versus Baltimore. Home for Rams. At Tennessee, at Arizona, home for Seattle. Split the first two, 1-1. Beat the Rams at home, 2-1. At Tennessee, we'll call 3-1, 4-1. Let's say 4-2 solid. Then the week 7 bye. 4-2 solid. Let's go to the middle third. Ooh, it's a little tougher. We're at 4-2. Week 8, game 7 after the bye. At San Fran, home for Buffalo, home for Houston, at Baltimore, home for Pittsburgh, at Jacksonville. Solid 4-2 at San Fran, 4-3. Buffalo, Houston split that. 4-3, 5-4. At Baltimore, 5-5. They're looking 6-6. Home for Pittsburgh and at Jacksonville. They're looking right at 6-6, maybe 7-5. I'm saying 6-6 though, going into the final 5. Home for Indy, home for Minnesota, at Pittsburgh, at KC, home for Cleveland. 7-5, 8-5, 9-5, 9-6, 9-7. I got them 10-7. 11-6, I think is my best. I'm going the under. Take it to Vegas. I got the Browns under 9.5. I got the Steelers over 8.5 in third place. My Bengals, I think they win 11 games max. Let's look one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Best case scenario, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think best case scenario is 11 wins. They're at 11-5. 20th strength of schedule. That's the 13th toughest. I would go under. I would take that to Vegas. And my pick to win the AFC North, the rejuvenated Lamar Jackson, and the joystick, which Dante Hall gave him the permission, the human joystick, the original said, let him have the joystick. That was a beautiful episode of Good Morning Football, if you ever see that. Dante Hall. Can you reuse the nickname? Well, he was the human joystick, so I said, let him have joystick. Ravens, question marks. Not much as I look at it. I mean, health always, running back health especially. Dobbins is that guy. Who knows? Gus Edwards missed the whole season a couple years ago. Hill, Melvin Gordon, OBJ, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Duvernay, Nelson Aguilar, Prohl, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. They're right up there with anyone in skill position players. And I just think Lamar's ready to break out MVP-ish. I'd take him 3rd, 4th round fantasy. 21st strength of schedule. So the toughest in the division. 12th ranked defense. They're always solid defense. 3rd ranked offensive line with that running game. Lamar, weapons. Vegas has them at 10.5. I can't imagine seeing under. Bye week 13. Love that. 10, 11, 12, 13 in there. Beautiful. You have a bye. You play 2/3, and then you have your last 5 games after the bye. It's a war of attrition a season. Let's go. Let's go to the top third of the season. Baltimore Ravens. My pick to win the AFC North. 10.5 over under in Vegas. With the 3rd ranked offensive line and the 21st easiest schedule. 12th toughest. Let's go to the schedule. Home for Houston, at Cincy. Home for Indy, at Cleveland, at Pittsburgh, at Tennessee. Win, loss, win. Win, loss, win. That's 4-2 solid right off the get-go. Maybe lose at Cincy. At Cleveland, at Pittsburgh, at Tennessee is tough, but I'm going to give them 4-2. 3-3 at the worst. Baltimore Ravens. Middle third. Home for Detroit, at Arizona. Home Seattle, home Cleveland, home Cincy, at Chargers. It's a little tough. Calling them 4-2. Home for Detroit, 5-2, at Arizona, 6-2. 6-3, 7-3. 8-4 at the worst. Through 12. Then a bye. We'll call them 8-4 through 12. The final third of the season. Home for Rams, at Jacksonville, at San Fran, home for Miami, home for Pittsburgh. 8-4, 9-4, 10-4, 10-5, 11. I got them 11-6 solid. 11-6, 12-7. 10.5, solid over. Take it to Vegas. I got an over under and over under. So let's recap. So as long as I say so, let's do it. And as long as it's not so. So anyway, but none of that. Now we'll have none of that. Recap of the AFC North on this 11th day of August. Getting exciting. Oh, let's go to our NFL clock. NFL countdown clock. If I had the website up, this would be front and center. We are Oh. 26 days, 1 hour, 27 minutes and change. 26 days, 1 hour to kick off. On this 11th day of August 2023, Uncle Richie shouting out at you live on the Spirit of Sports, brought to you by NotPods.com and NotPods YouTube station channel. Recap. AFC North preview. 4th place Browns, 7-10 under the 9.5, 8-9 at best. 3rd place the Steelers, 10-7, right there, over the 8.5 in Vegas. 2nd place Bengals, 10-7, 11-6 at best, I believe. I'd take the under, go to Vegas, under 11.5. And my pick to win the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens, 11-6, maybe 12-7. Over on the 10.5. All 4 of those, take them to Vegas. And we'll see how I did, because I'll be the first one, just like Cowherd, on Mondays, where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. I will be judging myself, and I will be judging a couple few you other so-called experts as we go with a Not Pods original. That's what he said. Every Monday, Friday, Tuesday, whenever I feel like it. It's going to be a lot of notes over football. I'm going to be watching every game. Going to be watching a lot of fantasy stuff, a lot of gambling stuff. And I just like the guys, like Mr. Nick Wright. Some know him as Nick Wrong. His conviction is so just, you are wrong, I am right, and this will happen. Just because you have conviction, just because you're sure of yourself, does not make you right, Mr. Wrong. Be prepared. Be prepared to be called out on some bullshit this year. It's going to wrap that up. Thank you again for joining me. Another 35 minutes, consistently 30 to 35 minutes. Tomorrow will be Saturday, August 12th. Be previewing the AFC South. Let's go through. I can give you my NFC. NFC North had the Packers under 7.5. Had the Bears third, over 7.5. Vikings second, I would not touch 8.5. And the Lions, 11-6, over. So under, over, no touch, and over. NFC South, Bucks in fourth, under 6.5, 5-12 at best. Third place Panthers, 6-11, 7-10, under 7.5. Second place Falcons, 10-7, solid, over 8.5. Saints, 11-6, 10-7, over 9.5. NFC East, fourth place Commanders, 5-12, 6-11, under the 6.5. Third place Giants, 9-8, 8-9, over the 7.5. Second place Cowboys, I don't know. I don't touch it. Are they 9-8? Are they 8-9? Are they 10-7? Are they 11-6? Are they 7-10? 9-8 is what I say. I would not touch the 9.5. And my Eagles, heartbreak Super Bowl. I got them 11-6 or 10-7. I would go under 11.5. And finally, the NFC West. Fourth place Cards. I got them for 4 or 5 wins, and it's a 4.5. Don't touch it in Vegas. Third place Seahawks. I got them under 8.5. I got them 7-10, 8-9, probably at the best. Second place Rams go 8-9, 9-8, over the 6.5. That's one of my favorites. Of course, as long as they stay healthy. Stafford and Kupp and Akers. First place Niners, wouldn't touch the 10.5 at 10-7 or 11-6. There we go, people. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to head to bed pretty soon, watch a little bit more, whatever I got to do. Sports Center, Good Morning Football. I'll be up early tomorrow, doing the grind, not going to golf. Just got the kid tonight, but she's going camping. I will have a good work at 4:30. A good 6 hours I'll be putting in tomorrow. Watch a little bit of preseason. I like watching the QBs that are going to play. You know, doesn't mean shit to me. I don't care about the guys trying. It's a great story, and that could be a whole different deal for somebody else's podcast. I'm not a podcast. Preseason, I only like watching a few guys, but it's nice to see real football. But won't be watching a whole lot of that tomorrow, but I will be putting in the work, making a life for myself. Help me out. Thank you so much. Hui ho.